So let's briefly consider our creative luminaries, like Alan Turing, who invented the theory of the computer, eventually leading to the building of one. Albert Einstein, who explained the general theory of relativity, allowing for the GPS system. Salvador Dali, whose melting clocks gave us a surrealist and disturbing insight into our experience of time. Amadeus Mozart, almost the Einstein of music, whose technical versatility was able to conjure more sound in strange new ways, forming deeply emotional music, unlike so much that had come before. If we could explain how any of this was actually done, we could reproduce a computer to do it, or teach a child to do it, but we cannot. A child teaches us what they can do, just as Turing, Einstein, Dali and Mozart taught us. We do not teach them. And could you imagine daring to suggest to any of these masters that we possess techniques to encourage creative thinking? They were creative in those areas because they were fascinated by problems in those areas, problems they personally found interesting for very personal reasons. Any one of us could do what they did if only we were just interested in those problems, but most of us aren't. So what would they have needed to improve their creativity still further? Here is perhaps all we know. Freedom and time. That's it. Freedom to explore any idea, technique or method they liked. Freedom to explore those ideas when and where they pleased. Freedom to do what they were most interested in and passionate about. And time to do this, whenever they needed it. Now further, imagine you said to Einstein, to be well-rounded Einstein, you need to spend this time now playing some of Mozart's music on the piano, and this time now learning a little poetry, and this time now learning to speak Cantonese. That'll be useful for you, Albert. All this time taken for Albert Einstein to do this, maybe we wouldn't have GPS right now. Imagine forcing Mozart to learn more algebra or chemistry. Would this help their creativity or not? The point here is not that those subjects would be utterly useless for those people. It is that we would be choosing for them. Einstein apparently did actually value his violin almost above physics, but he chose where to play it and when. Iterative cycles of creative thinking, creative being undirected adaptations of existing knowledge, coupled with critical thinking being criticisms of those undirected adaptations in order to trim the false from the closer to true. All of this critical and creative thinking together is the way that learning occurs.